Hey, what are you playing?
Spider-Man.
Goes with kids. I hope you can relate. Whenever I make food for the kids, and I made them a little bit of pizza bites, I just have to have one. Hey, what's going on, guys? So today's a new day. Today is another day for me to drop another YouTube video. Sorry. My son's playing that new Spider-Man game and it's kind of loud. Let me go downstairs and I'll explain the rest. Look, wanna come in? Come on. All right, hope this is a little better. It's definitely a lot quieter down here. Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Dimitri, owner of United Photography. I'm a wedding photographer based out of the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. I do travel all around the world. If anyone ever asks, I never turn down any type of travel, so I'm your boy. So when it comes to starting your own business, it can be incredibly confusing and incredibly hard. You may be asking yourself, where do I even start as far as retrieving information to be able to even start the business? If it wasn't for the mentors that I had when I first started, it would have taken me so much longer to get to where I am today. Here are 4 tips that I think that you need to know that are crucial to start your own wedding photography business. So for the very first tip, I think that you've heard it everywhere, whether you are looking at YouTube videos, whether you're talking to friends, or every other self-help book out there. So whenever you want to start something, it's extremely important that you figure out why you want to start that something. Whenever we get into something new, we're super excited about it. We do it every single day, but when the work actually starts, we end up stopping that one thing. I know for me, when I first started my business, it was extremely difficult. I had a lot of questions. I lived in YouTube. I was DMing literally everybody on Instagram, just trying to get different answers. And the worst part about that is you get so many different answers and things become more confusing. And you try to go out there, you try to implement different things yourself, and it's just an entire process of trial and error, and it gets so frustrating. When things get extremely tough, you're not gonna retreat. You don't wanna retreat. I can tell you that I wanted to retreat so many times, but I took some time and I just figured out why I wanted to start the business. I dropped a video last week, and in the middle of it, I explained how I was working a 9-to-5 and I was extremely unhappy with my job. I hated waking up every day. I hated going to that job. Amazing people, but I just didn't like what I did. And I fell into photography, absolutely loved it, and I knew that I wanted to make this a career. While I was building my photography business part-time while working full-time, I knew the end goal. And that right there kept me pushing when things got extremely tough. Outside of that, obviously my family were huge factors for the reason why I kept pushing forward. Think about it, you don't want to continuously start something and stop something, right? It's just like going to the gym and working out. You start on January 1st, but by the time February 1st comes around, you've already quit. And why'd you quit? Because you don't have any goals. You don't have anything that's gonna push you forward when the hard times come. So whenever you wanna start something new, spend some time to figure out that big goal, that big why. Okay, for the second tip, I think this is gonna be the tip that is gonna be the most popular. And I think this is gonna be the tip that everyone thinks that they need to start with. I do not agree, but it's gear. Everyone thinks that they need a fancy camera, that they need a red camera, or the new Canon R5, which is like $5,000. And I can tell you, you do not need that. There's so many YouTube videos, I even saw a couple of videos come up this year about people making fun of people releasing videos saying that gear does not matter. But I can tell you guys, I know it's cliche, but it just doesn't. It really doesn't. Unless you're doing some crazy commercial work or you're shooting for some big magazine, it really does not matter. Guys, I can tell you, when Instagram got big, I used the iPhone 4 to harness my skill. I think personally that you need to pay more attention to composition and to lighting. Things like that is what's gonna make your photography go from good to great. I'm not the greatest, but I can tell you that I spent a lot of time just walking around the street. I live in the DC area, so there's big buildings and there are a lot of interesting people. So I took a lot of time just walking around, just capturing what I saw with my cell phone. And just doing that for so long helped the process go a lot smoother when I actually bought my first DSLR. So here's the thing, even if you just have your cell phone, whether it's an iPhone or Android, Just go outside. Turn on portrait mode and start taking pictures of your family. Just take pictures whenever you can in many conditions. So when you do invest your money for that first DSLR, the process is gonna be so much smoother. You can use things like Skillshare and Udemy and things, YouTube, like get lost in YouTube like I did just to learn about composition and lighting. And I promise you did that, you'd be so much better off. And for me, when I did invest in my first camera, I'm a Canon shooter, so I bought the Canon T6i, which was only like 350 bucks, and it came with a stock like 18-55mm lens, which was good enough. And what I did was I took that and I started doing little jobs, and then I put my money towards my education versus my gear. So the more I learned about photography itself, the better I got with my camera. Because essentially, like, this camera is just a tool. That's it. Like, you see a picture, you see the vision, and the camera is supposed to help you bring that vision to life. But if you don't know how to actually frame that vision, then it doesn't matter if you have a $200 camera, your cell phone, a Red camera, or a Canon R5, your vision won't come to life. So stop spending so much time trying to figure out when the next big tech is coming out, and just use whatever you have in your possession right now. And then when your career gets to that point where you can get that big camera, then do so. Other than that, here's my challenge to you. If you have a cell phone, or if your parents have an old camera, or even if it's just a film camera, take it, go outside, and just start taking pictures of any and everything, and spend countless hours getting further in education via YouTube, Skillshare, Udemy, things like that. So this is tip number 3. So I feel like this tip oftentimes gets way overlooked. Along with practicing composition and lighting, the biggest thing that you also need to work on, if you don't already have it, is your communication skills. So paint this picture. You start your wedding photography business, you start paying for leads, start paying for ads, and then all of a sudden you get a flood of customers coming in wanting to talk with you about inquiring your services. And I often tell people, whenever someone reaches out to you about hiring you, the very first thing that you need to do is either get them on the phone or schedule a conference via Zoom or even FaceTime. So what are you going to do when you get them face to face on Zoom, FaceTime, or even on the phone? How are you going to interact with them? Are you going to make them feel comfortable? Are you going to sound approachable? Are you going to portray confidence so when you're talking about your services, they have no other choice but to hire you? Guys, I can't tell you how many situations I've been in where I just completely lost leads because I'd get them on the phone and I just sounded so not confident about what I had to offer. I never made the conversation about them. I was just so nervous and I just kept running my mouth to the point where I didn't even let them talk. So the conversation just became all about me. I was a horrible, horrible communicator. I didn't know how to connect with other human beings on a business level. So actually, here's a quick recommendation. There is this book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think the author's name's Dale Carnegie. So I read that book and it was a game changer. And guys, please listen to me because this tip is extremely, extremely important. You do not want to sound like that person that doesn't know anything about their services or just doesn't know how to connect with other human beings. Because at the end of the day, they're paying for you. You could be the best photographer in the world, but if you're just a shitty human being, who would ever want to work with you? I know I wouldn't. Here's the thing. I've seen a lot of photographers whose work is average. I'm not the greatest. I'm not judging anyone, but you know, their work is average, but the thing is, like, they're amazing human beings. They can make anyone feel comfortable. And you know what? I bet you their booking rate is like 90%, guaranteed. The more you can turn into a listener and like listen to your customers, your potential customers, and actually find out what their needs are, what their wants are, what their vision is for their wedding or whatever event that they want to hire you for, the more you can understand that, the better chances that you'll have for them to actually hire you. So guys, in this entire process, while you're learning about that camera and while you're on Skillshare, I'm not sponsored, learning about composition and lighting and storytelling, brush up on your communication skills. Not only will it help you in your photography business, but it will help you in life. All right, so last but very not least is tip number 4. I was about to say tip number 3. Just simply be as authentically you as possible. In an industry where everyone is out to get someone's attention, it is so easy to fall in the trap of straying away from who you actually are. And I can tell you that is the fastest way to fail within this industry. Once again, I am not some top-rated photographer. I'm just coming from a place where I'm just out trying to be the best person that I can possibly be. And I can tell you, with any business that you jump into, it is super critical that you remain true to who you are every single day. To be quite honest, people can see right through you. If you start meeting up with clients, they can see the fakeness. They can see that you're not being genuine and that you're not being authentic. And even in your style of photography, spend some time trying to figure out what you like to photograph, the way you like to photograph. You don't have to resemble the number 1 or number 2 or number 3 guy or girl in the industry. Find your own path. And how do you do that? You just simply keep shooting every day, all the time. Put yourself in different situations. Give yourself as many opportunities to grow as possible. And that's how you find out the type of photographer that you will become. By doing it every day, by showing up, by giving this your all. But better yet, never giving up. Anyways guys, hope you enjoy those 4 tips. I know they're not like mind-blowing tips. I will be dropping more videos giving more detailed tips as far as like what CRMs to use, should you be using DBAs or should you get an LLC, like things more detailed and more finance savvy. But I think personally like these are tips that are gonna help you grow within the industry, within your business, but like better yet, help you become a better human being. So I hope you guys truly got some value out of this video because I enjoyed making it. And guys, stay tuned, I'm gonna be dropping more videos like this soon. My goal right now is to drop 1 video a week. I may move it to 2 just depending on my workflow. But if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. And if you guys got any ideas and want to hear different topics, like please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. My link's below, or write in the comments, just letting me know topics that you guys would love for me to drop on the channel. Until then, please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, peace.